Hello, welcome to the PMLB Sports Roundtable. I'm Little Boy from the Fat Man Little Boy Show, and with me today is we got Darren from PFT Sports, I got Simon from PMLB Sports, and I got Nick from PFT Sports. And we're going to discuss a few different subjects in the sports world today. First thing we're going to talk about, guys, is Manny Ramirez. Manny Ramirez, he got suspended for 50 games for performance-enhancing drugs. He served his suspension, signed with Tampa, got suspended again for 100 games, and decided to take his ball and go home. Retired. And then unretires, and Major League Baseball reduced his suspension to 50 games. So I want to see what you guys thought about that, and think about what you think about the Athletics signing him to a minor league contract. And we'll start with Simon. What do you think?
I think he's kind of run out of gas. It's one of those players that when he was on top, you loved rooting for him, except for the teams he was on. And as we're getting towards the end of his career, or maybe we have reached the end of his career, he kind of reminds me of a Terrell Owens, where no matter where he goes, it always ends up being a problem. Yeah, he's kind of had that reputation anyways. You know, he's kind
Have we forgotten what he did to the Dodgers? I mean, that wasn't that long ago. That was not that long ago. He completely turned that team around.
Well,
yeah. Forget about that.
You think he's capable of doing that again?
Of course he's capable of doing that. He's one of the best hitters of all time.
Really?
Yes.
Sticking him up for like
you first started.
That's what I was thinking.
No, I mean, do I like Manny Ramirez? But I want him to be on the Cubs? Absolutely not. But you guys, Terrell Owens. I mean,
I think Terrell Owens is a legitimate comparison. I think
the whole thing is, he tried signing on with the Dominican team, and Major League Baseball has an affiliation with whatever league he tried to get on, and they put a stop on that.
For T.O. didn't do steroids, at least
that we know.
Well, he hasn't been caught for steroids.
At least he's keeping it perhaps a little better.
What I'm saying is, Manny Ramirez, steroids or not, I think you guys know by now what I feel with the whole steroid thing. He's still an amazing hitter. The A's, it's kind of weird that the A's, but then again, the A's, what do they sign him to? I mean, I think
the whole thing. Yeah, the whole thing of all of the things that we're talking about here, that part doesn't even bother me. I don't blame them for, signing him to a minor league deal. If he makes the team, he makes the team, and they're signing him for the veteran minimum. But my question is, what do you think about Major League Baseball reducing the suspension?
Have they said why? I don't even know.
His argument was, and the Players Association argument was, he served his suspension when he retired. And so Major League Baseball just kind of said, we'll meet you halfway, I guess, and lowered it to 50 games. I think it's bull, personally.
Well,
I said
the fact that he's playing for the league minimum, it's obviously not like a money thing. He must, genuinely miss the game.
Maybe it is a money thing. Maybe he needs the money.
Yeah, who knows, man?
Manny Ramirez needs $500,000.
Well, you can talk about all these guys that have made lots of money and they're completely broke.
How many do you think you got?
I'm just saying. To me, it was the whole fit with the A's was weird. The whole Manny Ramirez, I actually didn't think a team would sign him. But do I think he could still get up there and knock a ball out of the park? Of course he can.
I don't think with any consistency at all.
I think he could absolutely get up there and hit another brick wall again.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I predict he's going to hit.
You three are making me want to cheer for Manny Ramirez.
Good. Well, maybe he will.
So if anyone out there's got an extra Manny Ramirez jersey, send it my way.
225 or none. 225. He's going to hit 225 or less. Didn't know what all that meant. He's going to hit 225 or less. He's going to hit less than 10 home runs, and he's not going to finish the season.
He's probably not even going to get 200 at-bats. I'm not saying you guys actually act like I think he's going to run for the MVP.
I didn't say that, but you think he's going to make it? You think he's going to contribute? Still?
Yes.
I don't think so.
He's a defensive liability. Guy,
and his offense isn't good enough.
He's got no joints left in his knee. He's done.
Yeah.
He's done.
Okay.
All right.
There's the fork.
So we're 3 against 1.
This table, I'm the baseball expert here. Okay, the guy, however big of a pile of trash he is still a solid baseball player, always has been.
Always has been, but he not always.
Well, you guys are making it seem like he's going to come catch the league by fire.
I don't think he's going to make
home runs.
I don't think he's going to make any contribution.
I don't either.
I
don't either. But you guys are sitting here. You guys are sitting.
I don't think he finishes the year.
Do you think he even makes
on with the team? Maybe he might not even make the team.
Yeah.
Maybe he will.
He's not going to make the team. He's going to be in extended spring training. He's still got to sit out the first 50 games. He's going to be having lunch with Ryan Braun. Okay, and then they're going to come back and they're going to. He's not going to be an all-star MVP race.
Nobody's saying any of that, but do you think he's going to do anything significant?
Enough to hold down the DH for the Athletics? Absolutely.
So what you're saying is for $500,000, he's worth putting money into.
Yeah,
and I agree.
Who else on the A's could DH better than him?
Nobody.
I mean, we're talking about the A's here.
They definitely got nothing to lose with the money part of it, but I don't think he's going to play more than 8 games ever in his career.
I agree. He doesn't have they don't have anything.
Games.
They don't have anything to lose with the money that they paid him, but I don't think he's going to make any significant contributions. 3-1, but there are no losers here, so we're going to move on.
It's debatable.
Cam Newton, first season, had a really, really, really good season, much better than I anticipated. And I was going to come on here and I was going to talk about how I thought that he started to come back down to earth towards the second half of his season. And so I went and I looked at the stats, and I compared the first half to the second half. And touchdowns, first 8 games, 11 to 10 to 10 the second 8 games. Interceptions was 9 to 8. His quarterback rating was almost the same. First 8 games he was 2-6, and last 2 was 4-4. So he actually seemed to improve a little bit. What do you think he's going to do next season? Do you think that he's going to build on that, or do you think he's going to come crashing back down to earth? We'll start with you here, Nick.
I think he continues to get better. Big Cam Newton guy.
Yeah.
Did a lot for me on my fantasy team.
Oh boy, it always boils down to fantasy.
Yeah, right. I think you got better.
That's what we're living. That's the world we live in now. That's what it comes down to.
I hate fantasy football. Okay.
Far exceeded my expectations. I think he gets better.
Really?
I am.
How about you, D?
No, he's extremely talented. I think part of what made it so intriguing was that everybody counted him out before the season even started. I was one of them. You know, I mean, 80%. What were the so-called experts? I mean, 8 out of 10 of them were probably telling the guy's got no future. You know, and he's got an amazing weapon in Steve Smith. They're going to surround a couple more weapons. You know, and you know, talk about reviving that guy's career. If you guys remember 2 seasons ago, Steve Smith was a dud, man. That guy was. I thought he was done. So, I mean, I'm not a Cam Newton fan. He's not a Charger, you know.
Right. We've talked about that before. Yeah, we talked about that. What do you think?
But I think he's the Carolina Panthers. It was funny as I wrote my 5 athletes of the year, and he was one of them. And the Carolina Panthers, I mean, the arrow's definitely pointing up. Nobody could argue that.
Yeah. What do you think, Simon?
Yeah, I think that fantasy-wise, I think for him to get better on the
fantasy
field,
doesn't win rings.
I think he's going to have a worse season next year, fantasy-wise.
In terms of fantasy
points?
fantasy-wise,
because that team's going to get better, and if Rivera can turn around that defense,
He's not going to rush for 13 or 14 touchdowns.
Right, exactly. So I think he's going to.
Maybe he will.
Stats-wise, he's going to step back, but I think leadership-wise and being a better manager of the game, I think he's going to be a lot better quarterback. But you're not going to see the numbers that you saw this year, I don't think. Even though that's a division that he's going to have to score a lot of points in.
I actually think that not only is he going to come crashing back to earth, but his career is going to be.
What is that? What do you mean crashing back to earth?
I think that his.
Is that like Rex Grossman or?
Yeah, I mean, what are you talking about?
Okay, I think.
Where's the line?
Okay, here's where
I'm going to be a top 5 or 6 quarterback.
No, I think he's going to be like Michael Vick, where
he's
going
to top 5 or 6 quarterback this year.
People think he's going to be though.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think he's going to be
crashing back down to earth? What does that mean?
I think he's going to be more like Michael Vick, where he will make an outstanding play. He might even have an outstanding game every once in a while, but he's not going to be good enough to take his team to the next level. Consistently.
Not by himself.
I just don't think he is. I just don't think he has.
Well, obviously, I mean, this year he wasn't. He can't win. Nobody could win it on their own.
Right. He actually got better. Win-losses got better. His stats stayed really close to the same, but they went 500 the last 8 games.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning of the season, he was throwing up all these numbers, and they were losing. And that's what everybody was talking about. It's all about wins and losses. You know, you can talk to the Tebow fans; they'll tell you that.
True, but you're not talking Tebow or Vince Young or Michael Vick, where you've got smaller, more compact guys who are going to rush a lot. This guy is a pocket passer. He's got just a cannon for an arm. He's got a great deep ball. So
I'd take Cam Newton over any one of those guys.
Yeah, all day long.
Yeah, I would probably take Cam Newton over those guys too, but I just don't think that he's going to be. I don't think he's going to improve over what he did. I think last season is going to possibly be his best statistic, like quarterback. We'll say quarterback rating season.
No chance.
Okay, well, we'll see.
No chance.
That was a bad running game this year too, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
they got all but up, and he'll get his numbers will go down, but that team will be a lot better.
I don't think his numbers will go down. I mean, they might stay, relatively close, but I mean, the guy had a good season. He's a good quarterback, man.
Definitely top 10.
Very much.
I think people just hate on him because people can't forget all the scandals in college and
that doesn't. I don't care about any of that. I don't care about any of that stuff.
But for some reason, whatever the reason is, what bothered me is people were kind of comparing him to Tim Tebow. I'm like, come on, man. Have you seen? Just watch the 2 throw a ball. Just stop there.
We all know how you feel about Tebow. Moving on, we're going to go back to baseball. Aluminum versus wood bats. Now, when I first started looking into this, I was gonna, we were going to talk about I was going to ask if you think college should go to wood bats. Well, I didn't realize actually last year they changed the rules.
BB core,
the aluminum bats have to have BB core of under 50, 0.50. That's bat ball coefficient of restitution, if anybody knows what all that means.
Stuff, yeah.
And all that under of 0.50 or below just basically means that the ball comes off of it just like a wooden bat, basically. And when they did studies, and I could have filled this all with some stats. I didn't want to do that, but basically all of the offensive numbers came down, and the pitching numbers all looked a lot better. So it looks like that is working. They still think that the aluminum it's better for these guys because you still have better bat control and they're lighter and better bat speed. But what do you guys think? You guys think that they should keep it the way it is, or you think that they should be going to all wood? Go ahead, Simon.
I think at high school level, I think you should start using wood. It's going to be more expensive, obviously, but it's just training how to hitter.
Yeah.
That's what I'm wondering.
The whole price thing is kind of a wash.
You think it is?
Yeah.
Do you think it is?
Yeah, it is.
Because how long does aluminum bat last? One season?
Maybe.
And how many wood bats do you think? How many wood bats do you think you?
Well, for a young kid just starting out, he'll probably break, 2 or 3 of them a season.
Which would
$100 a pop.
And how much are aluminum bats? About $400?
The new bat's about $399, $300, $400.
Right, guy.
Yeah.
$400.
Yeah.
No, you know what?
So you're looking at about 4 wooden bats to 1 aluminum bat price wise.
You never know. I mean, I've had one wooden bat that I've had for 4 years. It's just you never know. The whole price thing to me, that's not a good argument.
You don't think that's a good argument?
I don't know, but I don't think they should change it.
No.
Why should they change it?
Well, I think that I see the advantage of it. Kind of if you're using a wood bat your whole life, you don't have to make any adjustments at all. You're used to it.
Yeah, but we're not. It's not the 1920s.
Right, and plus you got to remember these are kids versus adults basically. So maybe the aluminum bat is a little bit better for them. Maybe it can.
Check it out. Albert Pujols up there with aluminum bats and it's scary.
Yeah, nobody's arguing to bring aluminum bats to Major League Baseball. But nobody's arguing
not
for
anyone
that.
that want to argue that maybe they should let the guys in home run derby swing an aluminum bat.
I've heard that.
Let's see if one of these guys take one out of the stadium.
That'd be fun.
I mean, I don't know.
So you don't think that the cost? You don't think that the cost is? You think that that's just a dead argument? That's.
I do. I think it's a wash. I mean, you could find cases, but let's just say a college team, for example. I don't even think because they have sponsors. They're not
right.
paying for
That's another thing we were talking about.
I'm talking about like a high school level.
Let's not talk about the sponsored ones because you're going to get sponsored bats, wood or aluminum. Let's just say a typical high school team. Not every kid on that team could afford an aluminum bat. Let's say. Usually, I'm trying to go back to my high school days, but, the whole team, there's probably 3 or 4 bats that they use. But, I mean... A lot of people have their own bats, too.
$1,200, $1,500. The aluminum bat I have, I paid $300 for it. I don't play, what do I play, 15 games a year or something like that? I mean, I don't know. I love aluminum bats.
What about development with the wooden bat at a younger age? You don't think that's a difference? Because
I
know
I would.
swinging wood as an adult, going from aluminum to wood, it got in my head.
Difference.
And
that's right. You had a little trouble when you
I ever had.
Right when you switched over in your adult
wise, you start it younger. It's going to make a difference. They don't have to go into post high school and start learning how to hit again because you do. If anything in your head, it's in there, and you start screwing around with your swing.
Well, plus they're just heavier. It's heavier, and it's you have less bat speed and stuff. So I think that it definitely would give the pitchers an advantage at the younger ages. Mm-hmm. But when you start to get older, I think that it would actually have benefited the hitters to have used it since they were in high school.
Well, the thing is, I mean, some of these kids, have you seen them? Aluminum bats are not light. Wood bats, excuse me. Wood bats, some of these kids probably couldn't even swing a wood bat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's... Yeah. I don't think they should change it. I'm glad that they went to the BB core bat.
Yeah, I think that
is a big difference, but it still doesn't change the bat speed and stuff like that. And but that is a big difference. I like how they did that.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, what are they just doing it for player safety?
To be honest with you, since they've done with the BB core, you don't even really hear this argument that much anymore.
Yeah,
because
it's got to be player safety.
Yeah, but what would be if you're not able to hit the ball any harder with these aluminum bats now? It'd be safer to use. You'd think it'd be safer to use an aluminum bat because you don't have to worry about the wood bat breaking.
Well, the aluminum bat, no, because it still probably creates that trampoline effect.
Yeah, but I was actually reading on it, and the trampoline effect is diminished so much by these that all the tests they've done, it does not come off the bat any harder. You can create a little bit more bat speed. You certainly have better bat control.
Yeah.
So you have more chance to make contact, and that type of stuff. But the ball coming off the bat doesn't come off any harder than it does off of wood. So you would almost think that it'd be more dangerous to use wood.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's
a good point.
So maybe we should give Pujols an aluminum bat.
It's funny. You could check it on YouTube. They show them. You could find some of these guys testing out like a new aluminum bat and just in batting practice, and it's absolutely crazy to watch. But yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up the show this week.
No, I'm not done yet. A story came out this morning I want to talk to you guys about.
All right.
It really irritates me.
Okay.
Sorry for running long. Is that all right?
That is just fine.
You're the officer here. But
no, I am the officer here, by the way, but that is fine. I will allow it.
This morning the story comes out. You guys all heard about Brady Quinn and his comments.
Yes.
Nothing irritates me more than when these cowards will sit there and say that all this stuff to a reporter, and then it comes out, and oh man, I really sound like an a-hole there. And then they just backtrack. He gets on his Twitter and he starts backtracking and backpedaling. I'm like, you know what, man up, dude. Yeah, I said that about you, Timmy. I don't like you. Half the locker room doesn't like you. You're not a good quarterback. You're never going to win us a playoff game again. Excuse me. And well, I mean, come on, dude. It's just for once I would like to see one of these guys. That's why I have so much respect for that ninth-string quarterback on the Jets, because he came out and he ran his mouth and he's like, yeah, I said it.
Yeah.
For once I want to see one of these guys sit there and say, hey, yeah, that was me. Yeah, hey, Timmy, homeboy, that was me. You got a problem with that?
Mike Silver, I think, is the guy's name who wrote the article. I heard him on the radio this morning.
I heard him on the radio this morning?
He goes, well, I have audio of everything he said. So
he said it. Oh, he's like, they took me out of context. Like, no, they didn't. That's what you said, and that's what you meant at the time. I guess, come on, man.
They were pretty mad at Tebow earlier for not speaking out.
And that's the thing. And I guess his interview was, 2 or 3 months ago?
Yeah.
And that was the thing. That was probably back when they all didn't like him.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden he's a star and he's Mr. Denver and that came out totally wrong.
Did you guys hear the story at all?
Yeah, I'm sorry, didn't I?
Yeah, no, I heard about the story and I laughed when I saw it because I felt the same way you did. If you said that, there's people around Denver, and then obviously you got the church people who are following Tebow and loving on him, and you got people who just hate him. So for Quinn to come out and say something and then backtrack completely, it was like,
but not just Brady Quinn, man. Not just Brady. All these guys, man, everybody's doing it.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
It's not just Brady Quinn's. If you're going to say something, okay, whoever you are on the Jets talking all this talk about Mark Sanchez, come out and put your name to it. Be a man.
Yes.
Okay, be a man. Don't sit there and be a coward and not fess up to it.
Anybody can write an anonymous suggestion in the suggestion box.
Yes,
man. Just
throw me in the locker room. I'll be more than happy to say, Timmy, dude. Yeah, hey, it was me, number 22 over here. It's just so frustrating and irritating. And and I feel bad for Brady Quinn because he should be quarterback on that team. He's the best quarterback on that team. That's all I got. I'm out.
All right. Well, you can.
Don't forget, we all got different websites here. PMLB's media.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead and I'm gonna do mine. I'm a little boy from the Fat Man and Little Boy Show, and you can check us out at fatmanandlittleBoy.com. We're actually sitting on our set right now. Go ahead,
I'm Darren from Pound for Pound Sports Talk. Our website's pfpsports.com. You could yell at me at Twitter at DarrenPFPSports.
Go ahead.
PFP Sports, pfpsports.com. That's it.
Where the content is never stale.
Never stale. And Simon from PMLB Sports. And
he's on Twitter.
Yeah, what's your Twitter?
I'm on Twitter. I'm at Simon Football.
At Simon Football. So you can reach us at any of those things. And until next Wednesday, take care.
Cheers.
See ya.